Hello, everyone. Welcome to the November 15th, 2023. So our Wednesday Soul Circle Oracle session. And I'm doing things a little bit differently now because I'm welcoming the public, YouTube, to come on in and witness the first parts of our Soul Circle time together, since it's pretty relevant for other people as well. And then we'll jump into our individual readings. So if you are interested in joining the Soul Circle and having an individual reading and being a part of our conversation that goes on after these videos, then just see the links below. I'm sure I'll post them. And then you can hop over or go to heartsfrontier.com. Okay, so I did say that for Wednesdays, what I would probably do is do like something a little bit different, maybe like talk about a concept. But I thought for the first video here, I should actually just do a collective reading like we're used to. And so I was feeling like reading into some self-care things and wisdom of the hidden realms. So let's see what's going on. And then we'll all touch base together after this, as per usual. So feel free if you want to in the chat, if you're in the group right now, or on the comments if you're joining on YouTube, let me know if there's any subjects that you'd like to learn more about, because I think in these Wednesday sessions, I was thinking next week I'm going to talk about power animals. But let me know if there's other things that we want to talk about, different things that might come up. I was also thinking a lot about the empath program. Today I was doing some extra work on that, and so I was thinking about highly sensitive folk and the idea of being like too sensitive and what that looks like, and chatting with a lovely friend of mine about this concept of like, is it possible to be too sensitive? And the difference that I make, just because this is a concept I wanted to share, the difference that I point out is that high sensitivity is still a really optimal thing. It's a beautiful skill set to train, and it's a lovely set of qualities to have. But high reactivity is not as desirable. And so how can you look at how you're reacting to things? And to me, the solution and the key to that is in your subconscious mind, because that's what allows your reactions. It's like what you believe about something that causes your emotional reaction or your physical, your behavioral reaction. So yeah, we can talk more about that another time. I'm just going to read into some of this collective energy. So we have the High Lady of Love and Compassion. And this card says reverence, kindness, and consideration. And the reverence that I'm feeling is like revering and being thankful for the life journey and path you're on. Something that was coming into mind a lot right before I started this was like thinking about your life story. And actually, what if you were telling your whole story to someone? How would you describe it at this point in your life? What points would you share? How would you want the ending to go? Are you, at the climax? Are you at the like, resolution of your life? Are you like whereabouts in a story arc would you put yourself? I think in every story there's like the protagonist, right? Or hero, or however you want to say that. Would you feel like you have a sense of what your hero path is, right? Hercules, it was like feats of strength and things. If you look at Joan of Arc's story, it was like of exploration and faith, the pursuit of the mission of her faith, and carrying a message through. And yeah, it's interesting, really actually fascinating. So that's what was going on in my head. So reverence, and the word reverence always, queen and warrior. Oh, I love that. The word reverence also means a lot to me because I don't know, I think my father uses the word reverence or revering, kind of in line with respect and treating someone with honor, which I really value. And one of my, I guess, relatives or ancestors is my great grandfather. He was a minister very close to where I live now. So he was a minister in Artesia for about 40 years. And it's been a really beautiful, a beautiful part of my life story to think about what role faith and the church have had, the impact that they've had on me. I was just talking about this in our preamble before we got started. And so part of my life story is spirituality and faith and the ideas of that they bring to me. And so to know that my, great grandfather had this connection to faith and was very revered in his area, yeah, is part of my life story. So that's kind of what I'm getting from this reverence piece of like, how do you want people to also respect you, remember you, and all those things. We have keeper of the scales, which is fairness and balance. And this is like the feeling of if injustices have happened around you, or if you're tuning into global injustices right now, to just trust and to have faith in, but to trust that actually balance does always happen, even if your perception of it is that it will entirely be unfair. Which isn't to say life feels fair all the time, right? I don't want to like make that distinction. But absolutely, it feels like if there's a situation that has felt unjust to you, there will be some right balance. Whether or not you're involved in that remains to be seen. But I kind of have this feeling a lot of the times there is some sort of like retribution that comes through. And also wise women, a wise woman of Wonderland, or women maybe connecting with multiple women. I do sense that in the energy of this group that you might be connecting with women who are like aligned in the next 2 weeks or so. And so wise woman of Wonderland is integrity and compromise. So yeah, again, it's like if there was an injustice, if there's a lack of integrity, if there was some sort of imbalance, it does feel like something is going to right that for you. More things are going to come your way that were like in the opposite direction. If there was like a miscommunication or a lack of communication, it's something to do, say, like with your workplace, then it feels like, this week you're going to get a lot of communication. It might not be directly from your workplace. It might be from some other coworker. It might be from some other, an outside of work situation, but it feels like that retribution, that balance is going to come your way. So that's what it feels like. All right. I've got 2 more cards here from the self-care deck, and then I'm going to do a divine abundance. Welcome. And then we'll jump into our individual readings. Yeah. So I really feel like this is a time and a week for putting things together. Putting things together that is like building blocks, foundational things. I feel the word foundation. Yeah, putting building blocks in place. So, when you're stacking blocks, if you were like a kid and it feels like a 3-year-old stacking blocks, right? One on top of the other is really unstable. But if you do 3 at the bottom and then 2 on top of that, and then maybe another 2 on top of that, you're going to have a way sturdier structure and be able to do more. So it feels like a time of stretching out the foundation, really, really focusing on these building blocks. So we have create time for yourself to unwind and declutter an area in your home and reflect on how you feel in that space afterward. And I know for me, right behind where we are sitting here, there's all this art material and it's feeling a little cluttered because I've been working on a couple kind of too many things at once in this space. And so I've been feeling the need to cleanse this space energetically, but also physically first. So whenever you do a physical change, again, this is also, it's like wood fire season, to the nth degree. I've got to make a wood fire any day that I'm chilling at home. Otherwise I can see my breath as I'm talking. And so I have more like bark and twigs and bits and things that stick around. So I cleared all that this week. I cleared like deep parts of my kitchen, and now it's time for this table and the art. And after every time you do that, I do an energetic cleanse as well, just so that the energy of whatever I was feeding into that space of like, ooh, I need to do that. I haven't done that, gets also cleared. So if that's an invitation, if any spot in your home is popping up when I say that, then follow it and create time for yourself to unwind. So this means actually blocking off time where you aren't doing something with it, that you're not even trying to, like, what does unwinding look like to you and how can you stretch that? So sometimes I'll end an evening early from my working on things so that I actually can unwind, also then go into sleep. And unwinding means really, really keeping things quite low key. I've been using more candlelight as well. I don't have this lit right now, but I've been using more candlelight because that helps me feel like I'm in really unwinding kind of zone. So if that is an invitation for you that, is easily met, then take and run. And then this is the last card of our collective reading. And then we will switch into our typical soul circle time altogether. So we have extraordinary and we have peacock. This extraordinary card says there's a wild and impetuous uniqueness to you that deserves to be honored. So a lot about honor, reverence, and I would say from my heart to you, I see all of you as really special, and all of you in the YouTube as well, because I feel energetically the more people are joining in watching this when it goes public, that there is an aspect of you which you deserve to honor. And then when you honor that yourself, it will be reflected in the world outside of you, right? So if you are not honoring the divine, the like super creative, the deserving, the special, the loving, and the deserving of love aspects of you, then it's very difficult for the outside world to mirror that to you. And so this is a really, really important and good week to be stepping in and up on how you view yourself so that that may be reflected in the world outside of you. It's not about being high on yourself. It's about seeing yourself in a higher way, and also then everyone else in that higher way, and being able to actually elevate your expectation of what you deserve as well. So yeah, elevating expectation of what you deserve. That feels like it really sums up a lot of the energy right now. And that could be in what you deserve in multiple different aspects of your life. So let's get into what those aspects are. So if you are joining here live, then start thinking about what it is you feel you deserve, or maybe what it is you need to clear out, or what it is you're wanting to kind of have as your building blocks. And I can read on any of those things, or whatever's coming up for you right now, we'll deal with whatever's present in your life. So those who are watching on the YouTube, then I hope to see you in Soul Circle soon. If you're looking for an individual reading, I'm no longer doing these live on YouTube anymore, but it's $44 US a month, and I do 2 of these Oracle sessions a week. And it's a much more intimate group where we connect together and we get to know each other's stories. So I just think it's like better for everyone. Plus you get access to all the resources from the empath energetics course, and from the pendulum course, and from any different workshops I've done. Align your life, align your time, and align your time part 2. I'm going to keep to this month at the end of the month. So it's November 30th, I think, but it'll be up on my website shortly. So yeah. Okay. See you later, YouTube. I'll see you Sunday, because that's our next Soul Circle time. There's Sundays and Wednesdays, and I'll post that on the website as well. Okay.